everyone, Bianca Jones here. Let's get real and talk cosmetics. We have awesome topics to discuss today. And when we're talking about cosmetics and beauty, we have awesome local businesses that have some of those things for us. So for example, for all your beauty supplies or all your beauty needs, visit Winter Beauty Supply with 3 locations in Windsor, Essex County. Winter Beauty Supply offers a wide variety of hair products, makeup, styling products, and more. So check them out online at winterbeautysupply.com. Now, let's get real here. So one of the biggest things that I want to discuss today is an easier topic. So it's going to be hair reduction, vein reduction, stuff like that. I happen to own a small business as well. So we do all of those things as well as body contouring. We have issues with people who are misled in this industry. So my biggest motive is to inform you, educate you, and help you make decisions to get what you want. So when it comes to hair reduction, not everybody's a candidate. So, for example, if you have hormonal disorders of any kind, of course, you will not be in and out in the average amount of treatments. You're going to be coming in for a long time. So typically, the spa should be giving you a discounted rate because you will not stop coming. You know, for PCOS clients, I do have some. They come in and they will probably never stop coming. So we basically keep it controlled. So PCOS is an ovarian condition. They produce a lot of testosterone and therefore they grow a lot of facial hair. And it comes with other issues as well, but we're not going to address those because that's not my criteria. My criteria is strictly just helping you with the issue that you have. So, for example, for the women who grow facial hair, a lot of women who have PCOS grow a lot more than the average, right? Because it's hormones, it stimulates, we get facial hair. It is what it is, guys. Sorry. Mother Nature seems to be very, very mean to us women. Things we have to go through. But what we can do is minimize some of the growth. So the thick, coarse hairs will become thin hairs. You may have some patches. You go from shaving every single day to maybe every other day. So that makes a difference in your life. So my biggest thing is honesty. So when you come in, if you indicate that you have a type of hormonal condition, you're going to hear this information. I'm going to ensure that you know that you're not going to stop coming. You can come as long as you need, as often as you need, but within the required period of time. But in saying that, that's one of the biggest things that people don't know. So they go to these med spas, they're getting all these treatments done, thinking that, and being hopeful that all the hair is going to be gone. It's impossible. So that's issue number 1. Issue number 2 is that these people are going places, they're coming back and they're saying, I've been doing this for 3 years and I still have a body full of hair. Why? Well, there's different wavelengths we can use. So we're going to get into a little bit of science. So, for example, I operate a system that has a 755 alexandrite and a 1064 Nd:YAG. So it's built into the same system. So I can use either wavelength on the individual. The 755 alexandrite is usually used for fine hair, brown hair. It's great for light skin tones. I'm pushing the boundaries with using it on someone with my skin type. I would never go any darker. And even a client who's my skin type, I do question, but I can use some lightish numbers and we can achieve a good endpoint, which is no hair or a significant less amount of hair. Speaking of significant less amount of hair, I like to address that we'll never get rid of all your hair, maybe like 90% of your hair. So for those who come in and think it's gonna be bare, literally like a baby's body when they come out of the womb, that's impossible. You're still gonna have a little bit of hair in your body, people. But it's gonna be fine. By the time you notice it, it's like this long and it's baby fine. So that's when I tell you, you're done. There's no sense of you coming and paying to be here. It's pretty cool because it's pretty convenient. You don't have to shave. And if you notice that long hair, you can just pluck it out, done. During your treatments, there's no such thing as plucking, waxing, or threading. You have to shave. So that includes facial hair as well. Always shave with and not against the hair. That's how you get the thicker hair and kind of get all the bumps and this and that. But it's a pretty easygoing process. So a lot of people get nervous when they come in. I've had people have full-blown panic attacks on their first treatments because they have no idea what to expect. And I feel so terrible because it's not even a bad experience. You come in and everyone's first line when I'm done is, that's it? Yes, that's it. So it's really cool. It's a really great process. The average is between 4 and 8 treatments and you should be done. My personal policy is if you hit 10 sessions, you pay for all 10, I stop charging after because you're going to be done shortly after anyway. So if you're doing you have a few hairs left that I agree that you need some more treatments, you're free. So that's what I do. Some places I'm sure do the same thing because I think that's fair because That's just how it is. But if they don't, then you should probably second guess where you're going, because they're just going to keep getting you back in for years, because I keep hearing it. They've been going for years and years and years, and they're still full of hair. It's very sad. So I'm so sorry to hear. My other wavelength is my 1064. My ND YAG, everybody in the city has one. If they don't have one, I don't know what they're operating, because it's the most generic and versatile laser you can purchase. So an ND YAG, okay, let's back up. Depth of penetration, 755, 1064. So therefore, the 1064 penetrates deeper. So that's why it bypasses darker skin types. So we can Fitzpatrick scale, we can treat from 1 to 6. The Fitzpatrick scale is all of the different color skin. And the cool thing is, it works great on everybody. But when we start treating the thinner hairs, I usually bump you over to the 755. So that's just how I do it. The 1064 is safe. Now, at the end of the day, when you're operating a laser, you're at risks of hyperpigmentation, which is darkening of the skin, hypopigmentation, lightening of the skin, that's when we remove pigmentation, and of course, blistering. What we are doing is unnatural, so there are risks involved. Now, you understand those risks. Our job as your technician is to ensure that your safety is a priority. So jolting you full of energy is not exactly a good idea. So we know nothing about your skin. We know nothing about you, your downtime, et cetera, sensitivity, all that applies. So your first treatment should be on the lighter side of numbers. And then as you come through, the people should be logging your treatments every single time you're in. If they are not logging what settings they're using, you should probably think twice about returning to the center, because they don't know what they're doing. And I'm not trying to slander anybody, but you want to make sure that your safety is a priority. So we log absolutely everything. If heaven forbid something were to go wrong, we can look back and go see what the problem is. As you're coming in, we're going to, of course, apply more strength to the to the settings, because we want to make sure we're killing the follicles. But some people need more treatments. I've had people need 3. I call them my freaks of nature, because that is so unlikely that you need 3 sessions and you're done. It's like, good for you, because everyone envies you, including myself. I've been doing this for years. But the average is 4 to 8. 8 is mostly what I see. So when you're coming in, you'll be coming in every 6 weeks for the neck down. So anything we're doing the neck down, every 6 weeks. Anything the neck up is every 4 weeks. We can push 5 for the neck up, and we can push to 8 for the neck down, but I like to keep it between 4 and 6 weeks. So that's just kind of how that works there. One of the most common questions I get is, can it stimulate new hair? Yes. If we don't use the proper settings, you can stimulate new growth in the area that we're treating, whether it's your underarms, your Brazilian, your legs, your face, et cetera, et cetera. But it's unlikely. I mean, I haven't seen too many cases of that. And I think in the 6 years I've been doing this, I've seen 1 case. And that was when I first got started, and that was 6 years ago. So I forget where she was going somewhere. She came in and she had explained to us that she started and then it got worse. So I think she just stimulated more growth. I mean, that's the one case I can think of. But aside from that, it's unlikely. One of the biggest things is on the hush-hush, nobody seems to want to disclose this information. If you have the HSV virus, which is herpes, everyone hates that word, but it is what it is. Everybody seems to have it these days. If you have a cold sore, we cannot go anywhere near it. I will likely not even treat you if you have a cold sore. If you have it down there and we're treating down there, same thing, same rules apply. Because if you go over the infected area or the outbreak, you will actually spread that outbreak wherever the heat travels. So it'll travel with the heat. So when you're signing a consent form, you should probably be explained that this can happen, and you should be informed about this. I don't understand why people don't seem to know this. I mean, they can look it up on the internet. It's all out there. It's information that is basic, but it's not to scare you. We just want to make sure that we're not making it worse than what it already is. I get cold sores. They're annoying. I get them on my lip. It is what it is. I don't touch myself with a 10-foot pole with a laser. I would never do it, because it's just not going to be a good outcome for anybody. So that's one thing you should all know. If you have the HSV virus, you just need to indicate that you have the virus. I don't need to know which one you have. I just know to proceed with caution. So if I notice that you may have like a pimple looking thing or something that I might question, I will either postpone your treatment. I will probably ask you a couple questions. Like I said, I'm not in it to get all your personal information, but we don't want to make things worse. Okay? Okay. So, trying to think of the consent form. That's usually like the safety things. Oh, sun exposure. That's a good one. Okay, so you should not be tanned and getting laser. If they advertise they can laser tan skin, they're full of it. It's not true. You're putting yourself at risk. Again, you're absorbing melanin. That is what the laser is looking for, is melanin. So the melanin in your hair follicle, great. Melanin in your skin, that's how you get left with marks. I'm just saying. Or they're putting a number so lightly to treat you and get your money that it's not doing anything. So again, this is just things that I see, I've seen, I've heard. You do your research, read reviews, talk to the technicians, make sure that they know what they're doing. Because if you're going out tanning or going to the beach and then coming in to get laser, that makes no sense. They just shouldn't be tanned. So the policy goes, if you've been exposed to the sun or to a tanning booth, minimum 6 weeks before you can get laser hair reduction of any kind. Now, if you're planning on getting laser and then going into the sun after, again, it's a 6-week waiting period because you can hyperpigmentate after your treatment. So that's a darkening of the skin, so you get like the circles all over. I don't think you want that. If you're going on vacation, having dark spots kind of come up out of nowhere, probably not going to be fun for you. So, and a lot of people are probably going to question what's wrong with you, so don't do that. So places that advertise, we treat tan skin or we laser tan skin, run and run really, really fast and don't ever look back because they can't. They can't do it safely or effectively for that matter. So, okay, now that I've ranted on that, because there's so many people that come in and it's very, very sad. This is your hard-earned money. You work hard, you think about these things, and you think that you're gonna go in and have exactly what you wanted, and then it's like, oh, your whole world comes shattering down because it's just unrealistic. So the next thing I want to talk about, veins. Veins are fun. So lasers can treat spider veins. Your best treatment protocol for vein removal is IPL, which I actually don't have. I can treat them with a laser, so I don't treat everybody. If I think you need an IPL, I refer out because certain veins just need it. So an IPL is the intense light pulses. They put the gel on and it's like a big block. They put it on. That is awesome for vascular. You can do it on your face. You can do it on your veins. You can do photofacials, all kinds of great stuff with IPL. That is coming. I am buying one, just not right now. With the 1064, I can treat veins. So again, I do put some gel. I do have a special hand piece for it. It's very effective, but you might need 1 or 2 treatments. So if you come in and you have a significant amount of veins, I might refer you to get sclerotherapy or get IPL because I can't treat all of that. If you come in for a couple of veins on your thighs or around your nose, easy breezy, no problem. I usually don't charge for the second appointment because I should be able to get it in one. So if I don't, just come on in, let's take care of it. It's a pretty easygoing treatment. It's not very painful. Minimal risks. It's the same thing as hair reduction. You can, of course, get the hypopigmentation, or blistering. So again, it's our job to ensure that you're safe. So we start up at lowish numbers. We kind of gradually climb up. Aside from that, that is pretty much the hair removal or hair reduction, vein removal explanation in a nutshell. I'll get into the science eventually. I will have some photos for you so you can actually kind of understand how it works. But they're different wavelengths basically achieve different things. When you get into tattoo removal, which we will be getting into, I actually personally have a tattoo I'm going to get removed. You all get to see it. So we're going to be traveling to Toronto, to be more specific, Ajax, I believe, is where his office is. But we're going to actually videotape how this works. So with with tattoo removal, we've got a 585 wavelength. They usually use the 755. Is 785, excuse me. We got the 532, and then we've got the 1064. Your 1064 treats your blacks, your blues, like the darker colors. Your 785 treats your greens, again, blues, but the lighter blues. And then you've got the 532, which is for your reds, your pinks, your yellows, and stuff like the light colors. So you have to treat it in different levels. So of course, you're going to tackle the dark colors first, and then you're going to go to your 785, and then you're going to go to your 532. So every wavelength achieves something different. So if you've got a very beautiful, colorful tattoo that you're just now suddenly sick of, or it reminds you of something you no longer want to be reminded of, you're going to be treated for a long period of time. It's very expensive, but it's well worth it. Pico Way is one of the greatest lasers that I know of. I believe it's Cynosure Candela that is the manufacturer. I've actually seen it up close. It is amazing what this thing can do. It's got all the wavelengths built in, and it's just so cool. I can't wait to show you guys that. But if you're going to a tattoo place here in Windsor, or anywhere for that matter. It doesn't matter where they're not treating you with the different wavelengths. Again, you might want to think twice about what you're doing because there's different wavelengths for every color. One generic wavelength cannot, absolutely not, get rid of your reds, can't get rid of your yellows. A 1064, and then there's picoseconds, nanoseconds. I mean, these are huge differences. Hair reduction, milliseconds. Tattoo removal, picoseconds, nanoseconds. You got the Q switches, your picos. That is, the energy cannot be left too long. That's how you create scar tissue. That's why you're left with welts and blistering and all that. Of course, you can blister after like a nanosecond treatment. That's normal, but you don't want to create scar tissue. So I've seen it before. People were left with tremendous scars all over because they were treated with millisecond technology, which is wrong. That is not a tattoo removal. That is hair removal system. So, it's just stuff like that. So this is what we're here for. We're here to inform you. I will have all of the pictures and videos, and we'll try to get down to the science so you understand what this industry actually, how it works and what we do and how we do it, because it is intriguing. It's really neat, actually. But tattoo removal, you have to be very, very cautious with where you're going, because you want to make sure that you're not scarring your body. You want to make sure you're getting rid of the tattoo, because you might as well just keep the tattoo if you're going to be left with a scar. Just saying. And I think that's about it in regards to the lasers. Yeah, that's a good way to start. We'll get into the body contouring. We're going to get into injections. We're going to have an orthodontist come in, a dentist. We are going to possibly have a plastic surgeon come on as well, because sometimes not everybody is a candidate for the non-invasive route for the body contouring. I have a huge stack of plastic surgeons' cards, because at the end of the day, if I think that you're more of a candidate for plastic surgery, I'm going to give you his card. And I mean no insult. It's just that you're going to be wasting your money getting a non-invasive. Non-invasive is a great industry because it's a nice way to do your treatments, achieve a good result. Of course, it takes time because it's non-invasive. And 3, there's no downtime, which is what people are really attracted to. But, for example, mommies, we've all had children. Some of us are left with an unfortunate amount of skin, and it's like a flap. If you can grab a flap like that, you're not a candidate for non-invasive. You need a tummy tuck. So, seeing people who mentioned that they had these procedures done and obviously saw no result and no difference because you needed a tummy tuck and not spend $5,000 on so-and-so's machine that is a miracle machine. That's just not how it works. People who come in, this is my favorite. So we can do skin tightening on the face and a little bit of fat reduction around the jowls, on the neck. Again, a little bit, right? It's more like improvements. If they come in and are like, I want to look like I'm 20 again, they pull their faces up, I will kindly grab a plastic surgeon's card and hand it to you and say, go get a facelift, because I cannot do that. Nobody on the market can. So again, we are misled because the before and afters are always going to be the best case scenario. And it's nobody's fault because we have to advertise, and this is how we make our money, right? This is how we get you in the door, we get you intrigued. But once you're in the door and you're asking all the right questions, we should be able to tell you if we can help you or not. Yeah. We can't make you look 20 again. Sorry. Unless you're 20 and just want to get rid of some fine lines, which you wouldn't have at 20 anyway. You're more likely going to need some injections or a facelift or something like that. Speaking of injections, ladies, Botox, filler, it's a pretty hot topic right now. Everybody seems to be interested. I love promoting Botox. I'm in my 20s and I've been doing it for just over a year now. Botox doesn't alter your appearance. If you look at me, would you know that I have injections? Probably not, unless you have a really good eye for it. I get my Botox here, I get my Botox here. Basically, it enables the muscles from being used, therefore creating the lines, right? So as I'm going to age, I shouldn't have any wrinkles on my forehead or my frown. So I can still make a little bit of movement in my face. I still have expression, because all the movies jokingly put, I just have my Botox done, I can't move my face. Yeah, it applies to a certain point, but it depends on how much you're getting done. You should start before the wrinkles come. A lot of people don't seem to know this. They think that Botox is for when you have wrinkles and when you look old or you look older. No, you should be getting Botox when you're still young, because you're preventing the lines from ever being created or from being any worse. So, the crow's feet is one of the things that a lot of people are worried about. I just don't happen to have any, so I don't need it here. But of course, the wrinkles, when I pull my eyebrows up, I used to get out it all. Nah, I don't anymore. When I frown, my kids are usually laughing at me because they probably don't know I'm frowning. I'm just joking. But you can still see that I'm kind of, puzzled or angry, even though I'm doing it with a smile right now. Filler. That is the more expensive thing to do, so you don't want to have to get filler. So beat it. You have to beat it first. Go get your Botox. I will be referring people to you. We're not going to get into that today, but I have great places to get your injections. You want to ensure that you're going somewhere reputable, a doctor on site or a nurse who's very experienced. I happen to have one of each, nurse and a doctor that I go to for all of my injections. They are fabulous. A medical establishment is wise. So these Botox parties in your house, depending on who's doing it, you should probably go to a clinic because heaven forbid something goes wrong. There's a 1 in 300 chance that you can get an infection from injections. I mean, 1 in 300 doesn't sound like much, but guess what? 1 in 300, so it does happen. Filler, if they inject it wrong, so for example, if they hit a blood vessel, you're going to need to get that diluted really fast because there's long-term effects. I mean, it could be so bad for your health and you think, oh, it's my lips. No, oh, it's your lips, it's your face. You know, if you inject a blood vessel and you don't get it dissolved, you could possibly lose your lip. So look it up. There's been a case in Toronto. So I think it was Dr. Eugenberg who took care of a case. Guys, read up on the stuff, read up on the reviews, and make sure you know who's injecting your face because you want to make sure they know what they're doing. It is your face. I keep saying that because it's the first thing people see. It's literally the first impression you have with another human being is your face. So, and along with your, body language and all that. But yeah, that's going to be fun. So I'm going to be due for some injections in the near future. You guys are going to get a nice sneak peek of that because I'm going to film everything I do so that you see what a legitimate establishment looks like and what the procedure looks like. So, and my pain level sucks. So I'm a total baby, just so you know, but it's not that bad. Like they always give me the stress ball and I don't even need it. And I swear I'm a total baby. So it's so quick. Then the filler hurts a little bit more, but they numb you. So you're good. You're taken care of. But with the Botox is a total, you could do it with your eyes closed. Literally just close your eyes, hang out, and you're injected. You're done. So yeah, that is it. So I've had a little bit of a rant today because I've had a lot of clients come in this week and I had to explain a lot of this stuff to them countless times because of just how misled they were. We're going to be talking about other conditions like melasma versus pigmentation. So how can we identify the two? You probably have no idea what I'm saying right now, but you will because this is the whole point of the show, to educate you. But, for people who were paying a lot of money, by the way, to get pigmentation removed, but they had melasma, fun fact, lasers make melasma worse. Again, I will explain all of this in the next episode. And then the body contouring, we're going to get into that too. Not so much today because we don't want to kind of get lost with too many topics all at once, but we will actually be videotaping and again, explaining how this works. Before and afters will be shared. I'll even try and get some of my clients who are open enough and willing to come in and maybe talk about their experience because again, I'm very transparent. I have nothing to hide. And if you have any questions, please, please, please don't hesitate to email. You can call, anything. Questions, everything goes. Don't hesitate. Just give it to us because this is what we're here for. There's no such thing as stupid questions, by the way. If you genuinely don't know, this is what we're here for, to answer and inform you. So that's it for today. We're going to keep it nice and short. I'm not too sure how much time we've been in here for, but I've covered everything I want to cover for today, and I look forward to coming back. And I'll look different every time, just so you know. My hair is like bipolar, so it goes from curly to straight to ponytail. So probably just brace yourselves. I'll look different every single time I come on camera. So everyone says that. All my clients say, every time I come in here, you look different. I get bored. I like to have fun. I like to mix it up a little bit. So thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you all again. Take care.